Have you ever wondered if there's like a real blueprint for making a difference in the world? I'm not talking about a quick fix, but a really deep, intentional path for helping people. Well, today we're going to unpack an ancient text that offers exactly that. Let's dive into what's known as the Bodhisattva path. So, our guide for this whole journey is this incredible document you're looking at right now. It's called the Sutra on the Chapter of Crossing Over the World. And look, this is not your average self-help book from today. We're talking about a piece of world literature that's nearly 2,000 years old, translated way back in the 3rd century. It's offering this really profound, time-tested philosophy on how to be of service. And really, at its heart, the entire text is exploring this one huge question. What does it actually take to help others and change the world for the better? I mean, it's a question a lot of us probably think about, right? And the answer it gives, it's not about big, flashy gestures. It's about the genuine core qualities you need to actually create positive change. And what's so cool about the way this sutra is set up is the structure. See, it's not some dry lecture. It's actually a conversation, a back-and-forth journey of inquiry. It's like we get to be a fly on the wall, listening in as a curious seeker and a wise guide explore this whole thing together. Okay, so the central figure in all of this is what's called a bodhisattva. Now, you got to understand, this isn't just a fancy title. It's a massive commitment. A bodhisattva is someone on the path to full enlightenment, but, and this is the key part, they're not just doing it for themselves. Their entire motivation is this powerful vow to help liberate all beings from suffering. It's all fueled by this incredible compassion. So, in the dialogue we're listening on, we've got two main characters. On one side, you have Prajna Bodhisattva. Think of them as the seeker, the one who's asking all the questions on our behalf, really. And on the other side, we have Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, who's the guide, the one offering the wisdom of the path. All right, so where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it starts inside. The first part of the text really focuses on building that inner compass, that foundational mindset you absolutely need before any of your actions in the outside world can be truly effective. And Prajna kicks things off with this really smart question. It gets at such a subtle but important point. They ask, how can a bodhisattva have reliance, yet be without attachment? I mean, think about it. We all rely on things, we all need support, but how do you do that without getting all tangled up in attachment? And the answer is just so interesting. Samantabhadra doesn't say, nope, you can't rely on anything. Not at all. Instead, he lays out this path of what you could call skillful reliance. It's about relying on good friends, but specifically for your dedicated practice. Relying on your own virtue to build a strong foundation, relying on your vows and aspirations to keep you on the path, and even relying on all the Buddhas, but with a joyful heart. See, it's all about using these things as a launch pad, not a crutch. Okay, so once you've got that inner compass set, the text then moves on to explore the specific qualities and supports you're going to need for the journey ahead. One of the things the sutra puts a huge emphasis on is having good friends on this path, spiritual mentors. But what does that even mean? What does a good friend in this context actually look like? And the answer given is super practical. A good friend isn't just someone you hang out with. According to the sutra, there's someone who actively helps you establish your resolve for this path. They're the one who explains the deep teachings, helps you cultivate those perfections of character, and, maybe most importantly, helps you cut through your own delusions and false ideas. It's a very active role. So besides having good friends, the sutra talks a lot about diligence. The word for it is jingjing, and this quote just captures the spirit of it perfectly. It's about being able to endure all hardships, to vanquish the legions of inner demons, to constantly learn from the wise. So it's not just about grinding or working hard, it's about inner resilience, facing your own stuff and always staying humble enough to learn. All right, so you've been working on that inner mindset, you've cultivated these essential qualities. Now what? Well, now it's time to take all that inner work and turn it into compassionate action out in the world. And this leads to a really crucial question, right? How does a bodhisattva actually teach and transform others? Because let's be honest, it's one thing to have wisdom yourself, but it's a whole other challenge to share it effectively and actually help people. The methods the text lays out are pretty fascinating. It's this interesting mix of gentleness and, urgency. On one hand, you're giving generously to inspire people. You're speaking with kindness. But on the other hand, you're also pointing out that the world can be like a burning fire, to kind of awaken that sense of urgency in people to change. And the most important part? It's never a one-size-fits-all approach. It's always about using skillful means that are adapted to what each person needs.
So, the final part of this whole conversation, this inquiry, really zooms out to the ultimate goal. We're talking about achieving a profound understanding of the very nature of reality.
And this is where Prajna asks maybe the deepest question of the whole text. How does one enter the realm of the Tathagata, which is another way of saying a fully awakened one? Basically, they're asking, what does it really mean to embody that ultimate wisdom? And the answer is just so beautiful. To enter the realm doesn't mean you, arrive at some final static destination. No, it's about becoming this dynamic force for good in the world. It means you embody the qualities of awakening by turning the infinite wheel of the teachings, by displaying countless skillful forms to help people, and by illuminating the world. And the text kind of sums this all up with this incredibly powerful line: past, present, and future, all Buddhas are one. It's this beautiful way of saying that this wisdom is timeless and unified. It's not something that belonged to one person a long time ago. It's suggesting that this path, this potential for awakening, is universal. It's right here for all of us.
So, after all that, what do we do with this? What can we take away from a conversation that's almost 2,000 years old? How does any of this ancient wisdom apply to our lives right now?
Well, I think here's the most important thing to remember. The Bodhisattva path isn't just some vague, fuzzy idea of doing good. It's a structured, intentional journey. It's basically a training manual for your own mind and heart, all designed to help you transform yourself so you can be of genuine, effective service to the world. When you get right down to it, this ancient guide offers us a path, not a destination. It's a clear way to start changing the world, but it begins with that journey inside. The guide gives us the map, but we have to do the walking. So I guess the only question left is, what's the first step on your path?